Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, March 18th, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the college basketball, NBA, NHL, and MLB spring training for the weekend. Look at everything today. We'll do soccer, golf, NASCAR news and notes, and best bet. A special show recapping the bracket will be held tomorrow evening. We'll start with college basketball. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look at. No, actually, no, we won't look ahead because guess what? There's no games tomorrow. So we'll begin with Friday. That was a fun day. Big Ten quarterfinal, number 3 Purdue over Michigan State, 67-62. CUSA semifinal, Utah over Sam Houston, 65-63. SEC quarterfinal, Mississippi State over number 5 Tennessee, 73-56. American quarterfinal, South Florida over ECU, 81-59. Big Ten quarterfinal, Wisconsin over Northwestern, 76-1. SWAC semifinal, Grambling over Bethune, 65-53. CUSA semifinal, Western Kentucky over Middle Tennessee, 85-54. UAB over Wichita State, American quarterfinal, 72-60. SEC quarterfinal, number 12 Auburn over number 15 South Carolina, 86-55. MAC semifinal, Kent State over Bowling Green, 73-60. Number 2 UConn over St. John's, 95-90. Big East semifinal, MEAC semifinal, Howard versus Norfolk, 80-74. Big Ten quarterfinal, number 13 Illinois over Ohio State, 77-74. MAC semifinal, St. Peter's over Quinnipiac, 62-60. Big 12 semifinal, number 1 Houston over North 25 Texas Tech, 82-59. ACC semifinal, number 4 North Carolina over Pitt, 72-65. SEC quarterfinal, A&M over number 9 Kentucky, 97-87. American quarterfinal, FA over North Texas, 77-71. MAC semifinal, Akron over Ohio, 65-62. Pac-12 semifinal, Oregon over number 6 Arizona, 67-59. MEAC semifinal, Delaware State over NC Central, 71-58. Big East semifinal, number 10 Marquette over Providence, 79-68. Big West semifinal, Long Beach State over UC Irvine, 83-79. WAC semifinal, Grand Canyon over Seattle, 80-72. Big Ten quarterfinal, Nebraska over Indiana, 93-66. MAC semifinal, Fairfield over Marist, 65-61. Big 12 semifinal, number 7 Iowa State over number 14 Baylor, 76-62. SEC quarterfinal, Florida over number 19 Alabama, 102-88. SWAC semifinal, Texas Southern over Alabama A&M, 72-65. ACC semifinal, NC State over Virginia, 73-65 OT. Mountain West semifinal, San Diego State over 18 Utah State, 86-70. American quarterfinal, Temple over Charlotte, 58-54. Pac-12 semifinal, Colorado over number 22 Washington State, 58-52. WAC semifinal, Texas Arlington over Tarleton State, 87-84. Big West semifinal, UC Davis over Hawaii, 68-65. Mountain West semifinal, New Mexico over Colorado State, 74-61. Saturday, America East final, Vermont over UMass Lowell, 66-61. Ivy League semifinal, Brown over Princeton, 90-81. Big Ten semifinal, Wisconsin over number 3 Purdue, 76-75 in OT. SEC semifinal, number 12 Auburn over Mississippi State, 73-66. MEAC final, Howard over Delaware State, 70-67. A-10 semifinal, VCU over St. Joe's, 66-60. Ivy League semifinal, Yale over Cornell, 69-57. American semifinal, UAB over South Florida, 93-83. A-10 semifinal, Duquesne over St. Bonaventure, 70-60. SEC semifinal, Florida over A&M, 95-90. Big Ten semifinal, number 13 Illinois over Nebraska, 98-87. American semifinal, Temple over FAU, 74-73. Mountain final, New Mexico over San Diego State, 68-61. Big 12 final, number 7 Iowa State over number 1 Houston, 69-41. Big East final, number 2 UConn over number 10 Marquette, 73-57. MAC final, St. Peter's over Fairfield, 68-63. MAC final, Akron over Kent State, 62-61. ACC final, NC State over number 4 North Carolina, 84-76. CUSA final, Western Kentucky over UTEP, 78-71. Pac-12 final, Oregon over Colorado, 75-68. SWAC final, Grambling over Texas Southern, 75-66. Big West final, Long Beach State over UC Davis, 74-70. And WAC final, Grand Canyon over Texas Arlington, 89-74. And then yesterday, Ivy League final, Yale over Brown, 62-61 on a buzzer beater floater by I don't even know who that was that scored the buzzer shot. I want to say it was John Polikas, but I could be wrong. SEC Final number 12, Auburn over Florida, 86-67. A-10 Final, Decatur for VCU, 57-51. American Final, UAB over Temple, 85-69. And Big Ten Final number 13, Illinois over Wisconsin, 93-87. All right, so the NIT begins Tuesday as well as the NCAA tournament with the first four. But we don't know when the CBI will begin. Okay, now move on to the NBA. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to tonight's games. Friday, Suns over the Hornets, 107-96. Heat over the Pistons, 108-95. Magic over the Raptors, 115-103. Pels over the Clips, 112-104. Nuggets over the Spurs, 117-106. Jazz over the Hawks, 124-122. Saturday, Rockets over the Cavs, 117-103. Pacers over the Nets, 121-100. Sixers over the Hornets, 109-98. Pels over the Blazers, 126-107. Bulls over the Wiz, 127-98. Thunder over the Grizz, 118-112. Warriors over the Lakers, 128-121. T-Wolves over the Jazz, 119-100. And the Knicks over the Kings, 98-91. Sunday, Bucks over the Suns, 140-129. Heat over the Pistons, 104-101. Mavs over the Nuggets, 107-105. Magic over the Raptors, 111-96. Celtics over the Wizards, 130-104. Spurs over the Nets, 122-115 in OT. And the Hawks over the Clips, 110-93. Bad loss for the Clips. All right, so we have 8 games tonight. I don't have any totals for you because I'm taking a break from projecting totals because the totals have been whack. So at 7 o'clock, we have the Cavs at the Pacers. My projection is the Pacers by 9 3/4. And it's 7.5 totals to 23. I'm going to lay the 7.5 at Indy. Too many injuries on Cleveland. 7:30 Pistons Celtics. Celtics 18.5, and it's 15.5 totals to 25.5. I'll lay the points. Heat Sixers, ESPN 7:30. My lane's Heat by 4. And it's... Why the frick are the Sixers favored? Like, why? Joel Embiid's not there. The Heat should be favored. That is the dumbest line I've seen in a while. Give me the Heat plus the points, plus 132 outright. The Heat are beating the Sixers tomorrow night. I feel pretty good about it. 8 o'clock, Blazers, Bulls. Mine's the Bulls by 12 3/4. I had 7-2-13. I'm laying the 7 with the Bulls. That's too short of a line. Blazers stay. 9 o'clock, T-Wolves, Jazz. Mine's the T-Wolves by 3.5. And it's T-Wolves by 8 till 22.5. All right, that's too much. T-Wolves are good. They'll win the game, but the Jazz will cover. 10 o'clock on ESPN, Knicks, Warriors. Mike Breen better be on the call of the game because he's the best announcer in the NBA, and he's the voice of the Knicks. So Mike Breen better be on the game, and I think he will be because he did the Knicks game on Thursday on MSG, but he did the Warriors Saturday primetime game against the Lakers the other night. But I expect Mike Breen to be on this game on ESPN, and then Kenny Albert will be on MSG because I think the Rangers are off. I have Warriors by 4 3/4, and it's 4 2-13. I like the over. Kings hosting the Grizz. Mine's the Kings by 15. It's 10 2-23.5. I'll lay the 10 with the Kings. And last but not least, 10:30 Hawks Lakers. Mine's the Lakers 7 3/4, and it's 8.5 2-27.5. I like the over in that game. All right, NHL. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to tonight. I do not think that tonight's busy. Friday, Jets over the Ducks 6-0. Kings over the Blackhawks 5-0. So 2 shutouts. Saturday, Red Wings over the Sabres 4-1. Sens over the Isles 4-3 OT. Rangers over the Pens 7-4. Devils lose the Coyotes 4-1. Lightning over the Panthers 5-3. Bruins over the Flyers 6-5. Canes over the Leafs 5-4 shootout. Blue Jackets over the Sharks 4-2. Flames over the Habs 5-2. Blues over the Wild 3-2 shootout. Stars over the Kings 4-1. Avs over the Oilers 3-2 OT. Caps over the Canucks 2-1. Preds over the Kraken 4-1. All right, and today, Rangers over the Isles 5-2. Golden Knights over the Devils 3-1. Canes over the Sens 7-2. Pens over the Wings 6-3. Jets over the Jackets 6-1. Blackhawks over the Sharks 5-2. Blues over the Ducks 4-2. All right, 2 games tonight. 8:30 NHL Network, Caps, Flames. So not a lot of sports on tonight, which is unfortunate. Flames are minus 137. The Caps are plus 114. Over under 5.5. Over is minus 114. Under is plus 114. Caps plus 1.5 is minus 210. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 72. I'm going to take the Capitals outright. Plus 114. And then 10 o'clock, Sabres, Kraken. Kraken minus 120. Sabres even money. Over under 5.5. Minus 120 each way. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 255. Kraken minus 1.5 is plus 2.5. I like the over in that spot. MLB spring training. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to the slate for today. Friday. Pirates over the Yanks 6-2. Tigers over the Braves 6-1. Rays over the O's 7-2. Tigers over the Jays 9-6. White Sox over the Cubs 3-2 and 8. Guardians over the Royals 6-1. Marlins over the Cards 8-4. Red Sox over the Twins 8-5. Astros over the Phils 5-3. Nats over the Mets 7-3. Following were canceled. Royals, Reds, Giants, A's, D-backs, Brewers, Mariners, Angels, Rangers, Rockies, all due to weather. Saturday, Cards over the Nats 8-5. O's over the Red Sox 5-4. Yanks over the Jays 10-9. Twins over the Rays 6-5. Phillies, Marlins 3-2 tie. Tigers over the Pirates 6-4. D-backs over the Rangers 5-4. Giants over the Guardians 6-0. Cubs over the Royals 7-6. Brewers over the A's 11-4. Mariners over the Reds 11-7. Giants over the White Sox 11-7. Mariners over the White Sox 8-2. Cubs over the Angels 4-3. Rocks over the A's 11-9. Brewers over the Rangers 5-1. Mets over the Stros 6-1. Pirates over the Braves 4-2. And then yesterday, O's over the Braves 8-2. Orioles Tigers 2-2 tie. Red Sox Braves 3-3 tie. Red Sox over the Yankees 12-6. Cards over the Astros 10-6. Nats over the Mets 9-8. Pirates over Rays 8-4. Phillies Jays 5-5 tie. Jays over the Twins 9-4. Mets over the Marlins 7-6. White Sox A's 3-3 tie. Rockies over Giants 5-3. Cubs over the Rangers 8-6. D-backs over the Angels 2-0. D-backs over the Mariners 5-4. Guardians over the Reds 4-2. And the Brewers over the Royals 6-4. All right, today 1 o'clock. Phils Yanks. Braves Rays. Red Sox Twins. Pirates, Phils, Astros, Marlins, 4 o'clock, Guardians, White Sox, Mariners, Rangers, Angels, Brewers, A's, D-backs, Nats, Stros at 6, and then 9 is Giants, Reds. Okay, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to everything today. We'll start with, let's go in order, Premier League, or FA Cup. Coventry over Wolves 3-2. Man City over Newcastle 2-0. Chelsea over Leicester 4-2. Man United over Liverpool 4-3 in additional extra time. Semifinals will be Saturday, April 20th. La Liga, Friday. Real Sociedad over Cadiz 2-0. Saturday, Mallorca over Granada 1-0. Real Madrid over Osasuna 4-2. Getafe over Girona 1-0. Athletic over Alaves 2-0. And then yesterday, Celta Vigo over Sevilla 2-1. Almeria over Las Palmas 1-0. Villarreal over Valencia 1-0. Ray over Betis 2-0. Barcelona over Atletico 3-0. Bundesliga, Friday. RB Leipzig over Cologne 5-1. Saturday, Heidenheim Gladbach 1-1 draw. Union Berlin over Bremen 2-1. Mainz over Bochum 2-0. Bayern over Darmstadt 5-2. Augsburg over Wolfsburg 3-1. Stuttgart over Hoffenheim 3-0. And then yesterday, Leverkusen over Freiburg 3-2 and Dortmund over Frankfurt 3-1. EPL, Saturday, Burnley over Brentford 2-1. Luton Nottingham Forest 1-1 draw. Fulham over Tottenham 3-0. Postponed. Chelsea Arsenal, Crystal Palace Newcastle, Man United Sheffield United, Wolves Bournemouth. And then yesterday, West Ham Aston Villa 1-1 draw. Brighton Man City most postponed, and Everton Liverpool postponed. All right, Serie A, Friday. Bologna over Empoli, 1-0. Saturday, Monza over Cagliari, 1-0. Torino over Udinese, 2-0. Lecce over Salernitana, 1-0. Lazio over Frosinone, 3-2. And then yesterday, Juventus Genoa, 0-0 draw. Milan over Verona, 3-1. AS Roma over Sassuolo, 1-0. Atalanta Fiorentina postponed. And Inter Milan Napoli, 1-1 draw. Eredivisie, Friday. Heracles over Go Ahead Eagles, 2-0. Saturday, Fortuna over PC Zwolle, 3-1. Excelsior RKC Waldrook, 1-1 draw. Vitesse Almere City, 1-1 draw. And then Sunday, AC Alkmaar over FC Volendam 4-0. FC Utrecht over NEC 1-0. Feyenoord over Heerenveen 3-2. Sparta Ajax 2-2 draw. And PSV over FC Twente 1-0. French League 1 is next. Friday, Lyon over Toulouse 3-2. Saturday, Strasbourg over Nantes 3-1. Nice over Lens 3-1. And then Sunday, Brest-Lille 1-1 draw. Monaco-Lorient 2-2 draw. Clermont-Foot over Le Havre AC 2-1. Reims over Metz 2-1. Rennes over Marseille 2-0. And PSG over Montpellier 6-2. MLS from the weekend. Saturday, Chicago over CF Montreal 4-3. Miami over DC 3-1. Seattle, Colorado 1-1 draw. Columbus over Rebels 3-0. NYCFC over Toronto 2-0. Austin, Philly 2-2 draw. So Philly has 3 draws to start the season. When do you see that? Vancouver over Dallas 3-1. Houston over Portland 1-0. Minnesota LAFC 2-0. Nashville over Charlotte 2-1. KC over San Jose 2-1. Galaxy St. Louis 3-3 draw. Sunday, Cincy over New England 2-1. Atlanta over Orlando 2-0. Women's League Saturday. KC over Portland 5-4. Louisville Orlando 2-2 draw. North Carolina over Houston 5-1. And Chicago over Utah 2-0. Sunday, Seattle over Washington 1-0. Bay FC over Angel City 1-0. And last but not least, Liga MX Friday. Querétaro over Juarez 1-0. Tijuana Santos 2-2 draw. Saturday, Necaxa over Cruz Azul 2-1. Leon over Puebla 2-1. Tigres over Mazatlan 5-1. Guadalajara America 0-0 draw. And then Sunday, Monterrey over Atlas 2-1. Athletic San Luis over Pachuca 2-1. And Toluca over UNAM 3-0. ELC Saturday. Swansea over Cardiff 2-0. Watford over Birmingham 1-0. Ipswich over Sheffield Wednesday 6-0. Borough Blackburn 0-0 draw. Plus over Plymouth 1-0. Rotherham Huddersfield 0-0 draw. Norwich City over Stoke 3-0. Sunderland QPR 0-0 draw. West Brom over Bristol City 2-0. And on Sunday, Leeds over Millwall 2-0. And I'm quickly going to check Premiership. Saturday, Celtic over St. Johnstone 3-1. Hibernian over Livingston 3-0. Kilmarnock over St. Mirren 5-2. Aberdeen over Motherwell 1-0. Ross County over Hearts 2-1. And then yesterday's match between Dundee and Rangers was postponed. So we have an international friendly going on overnight, like the previous night. For those who are listening, Solomon Islands and Fiji. And really don't have a lot of soccer. There's a lot of soccer tomorrow. You have the U.S. Open Cup, which is big. UEFA Women's on Tuesday. And that's really it. And let me just quickly check Pro League. Yes. Friday, Al Nassr Al Ali 1-0. Al Faya Al Ridai 1-1 draw. Al Tai Al Adifak 1-1 draw. And then Saturday, Al Idiad over Al Fateh 4-2. Al Hilal over Damak 2-1. And Al Raid and Al Tawan 0-0 draw. And the last three were obviously from Saturday. Now we'll do golf. We'll go over the results from the Players' Championship. Your winner with the score of 20 under, the one and only Scotty Scheffler. Tied for second with 19 under, Xander Schauffele, Wyndham Clark, and Brian Harmon. Fifth with 19 under, Matt Fitzpatrick. Tied for sixth with 15 under, Saibo Kim, Hideki Matsuma. Eighth with 14 under, Ludwig Gayberg. Tied for ninth with 13 under, Matt Viglia, Sahith Thiglia. Tied for 11th with 12 under, Joel Dobbin, Ty Montgomery. Tied for 13th with 11 under, Corey Connors, Nate Lashley, and Christian Ziedenhout. Tied for 16th with 10 under, Seb Straka, Doug Gibb, Sam Ryder. Tied for 19th with 9 under, Alex Loren, Kurt Goddamn, Adam Schenk, Rory McIlroy, Dylan Wu, Harry English, Shane Lowry. Tied for 26th with 8 under, Nate Taylor, Matthias Schwib, Matthew Neesmith, Chris Kirk, Mackenzie Hughes. Tied for 31st with 7 under, Taylor Murray, Sanjay, Mark Hubbard, Brad Martin. 35th with 6 under tie, Dylan McCarthy, Bryce Cornett, Tommy Fleetwood, Jason Day, Lucas Hodges, Aaron Ray, and Jimmy Stranger. Tied for 42nd with 5 under CT Pond, Davis Lipsky, Grayson Murray. Tied for 45th with 4 under Ryan Moore, Scott Burns, Adam Scott, Jake Knapp, JT Potson, Colin Morikawa, Tony Finau, Austin Eckroat. 53rd with 3 under Adam Putnam. Tied for 54th with 2 under Zach Blair, Minwoo Lee, Taylor Hogan, Emiliano Grillo, Martin Laird, Francesco Molinari, Sammy Valimaki, and Cam Young. 62nd with 1 under Ty, Victor Hovland, Thomas Dietrich. Tied for 64th at even. Seamus Power, Max Homa, JJ Swan, Tyler Duncan, tied for 68th with 2 over Patrick Cantlay. Gonna do notables now. Peter Maloney, Ricky Fowler, Chris Kim. Chad Kim. 72nd with 3 over Gary Woodland. 73rd, 4 over Keith Mitchell. The rest cut. Webb Simpson, Lucas Glover, Stefan Yeager, Luke Liss, Ashke Bahita, Ben Griffin, David Skins, Brendan Wu, Evan Van Ryan, Brett Horschel, Ryan Fox, Justin Sue, Tyson Alexander, Hayden Buckley, Patrick Rogers, B. Hostler, Justin Thomas, Sang-Yu Kim, Troy Merritt, Carson Young, Jason Hadley, Matt Kuchar, Jordan Speed, Steve Stricker, Justin Lar, Ryan Henley, Grayson Sieg, Ben Silverman, Nicholas Echeverria, Davis Thompson, Eric Cole, Chester V, Justin Rose, who was my pick, CAU, Alex Smalley, Nick Dunlap, Matt Wallace, Adam Swebson, Joseph Burlett, Michael Kim, Adam Hadwin, Davis Riley, Will Zalatoris, Andrew Novak, Chad Ramey, Nicholas Sochar, Bian Ganon, Scott Stevens, Charlie Hoffman, Taylor Pendrith, Ben Taylor, Victor Norman, Scott Steelings, Brendan Todd, Keegan Bradley, Robert McIntyre, Alex Bailey, Kyung-Gu Lee, Harry Hall, Nate Hardy, Kevin Stroman, Robbie Shelton, Ben Coles, Callum Tarrant, Camilo Vegas, Cam Davis, and among those got Grayson Higo and Tom Kim. Okay, now we'll move on to NASCAR. We'll go over the results from Bristol this weekend. We'll start with truck from Bristol. Your winner was Christian X. Coming in second was Kyle Busch. Third, Dane Smith. Fourth, Matt Crafton. Fifth, Taylor Ingram. Sixth, Corey Heim. Seventh, Tanner Gray. Eighth, Roger Caruth. Ninth, Greta Effinger. 10th, Lane Riggs. The rest: Bailey Curry, Caden Honeycutt, Danny Dye, Jake Garcia, Tanner Gray, Ben Rhodes, Nick Sanchez, Stephon Parsons, Connor Jones, Ty Dillon, William Solowich, Stuart Friesen, Dean Thompson, Timmy Hill, Matt Mills, Thad Moffitt, Lawless Allen, Mason Massey, Mason Maggio, Spencer Boyd, Brett Holmes, Keith McGee, Chase Birdie, Ty Majeski, Trey Hutchins, and Justin Carroll. All right, and then the Cup Series from Bristol. Your winner, Denny Hamlin. Coming second, Martin Truex Jr. Third, Brad Keselowski. Fourth, Alex Bowman. Fifth, Kyle Larson. Sixth, John Hunter Rejak. Seventh, Chris Buescher. Eighth, Chase Elliott. Ninth, Ty Gibbs. 10th, Chris Bell. The rest: Michael McDowell, Josh Berry, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Justin Haley, Daniel Suarez, Kaz Grala, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, Joey Gano, AJ Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Todd Gilliland, Carson Oswald, Daniel Hemrick, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Riddick, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Noah Gragson, William Byron, Zane Smith. So there you have it for NASCAR, and now we'll do my rankings for Major League Baseball. Without further ado, here we go. 30. We have Michael Busch of the Cubs. 29th, Ryan Noda, A's. 28th, Nolan Shandle, Angels. 27th, Vinny Pasquantino, Royals. 26th, Lamont Wade Jr., Giants. 25, Alex Kirilloff, Twins. 24, Nathaniel Lau, Rangers. 23, Jake Cronenworth, Padres. 22, Andrew Vaughn, White Sox. 21, Rowdy Tellez, Pirates. 20, Ty France, Mariners. 19, Josh Bell, Marlins. 18, Joey Gallo, Nats. 17, Rhys Hoskins, Brewers. 16, Chris Bryant, Rockies. 15, Christian Encarnacion Strand, Reds. 14, Ryan Mountcastle, Orioles. 13, Josh Naylor, Guardians. 12, Anthony Rizzo, Yankees. 11, Jose Abreu, Astros. 10, Christian Chakas, Red Sox. 9, Spencer Torkelson, Tigers. 8, Yandy Diaz, Rays. 7, Christian Walker, D-backs. 6, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Blue Jays. 5, Pete Alonso, Mets. 4, Paul Goldschmidt, Cardinals. 3, Matt Olson, Braves. 2, Bryce Harper, Phillies. And number 1, Freddie Freeman, Los Angeles Dodgers. If there wasn't any doubt, I'm the biggest Freddie Freeman supporter. You all know that. I've been a big fan of Freddie Freeman since he pretty much entered the league. I'm still on a small island of the Braves shouldn't have given all that up for Matt Olson, and they should have kept Freddie Freeman. And Freddie Freeman was on the World Series team, and Matt Olson wasn't. And Matt Olson was a part of a team. Granted, Matt Olson put up great numbers, but was a part of a team that lost in the first round to the Philadelphia Phillies the last 2 years. So, something to think about. And I like Matt Olson, too. And he's one of the best 3 first basemen in the league. Philly has Bryce Harper as their first baseman now, so obviously he's high in these rankings, so I'm a big Bryce Harper fan. Paul Goldschmidt wasn't good last year, but I think he bounces back. Pete Alonso's in a contract year, so I think he belongs in the top 5. He's not a big year. Vlad Jr. had a disappointing year by his standards. He'll be better. Christian Walker's been awesome the last 2 years. He deserves a top 10 ranking. Yandy Diaz, I was out on a couple years ago, but he's won me over. Torkelson, I think, breaks out, and same goes for Tristan Casas of the Red Sox. Okay, and now the second base rankings. We'll go from 3 to 1 like we just did. 30, Colt Keith, Tigers. 29, Jai Juan Bay, Pirates. 28, Michael Massey, Royals. 27, Emmanuel Valdez, Red Sox. 26, Zach Galoff, A's. 25, Luis Garcia, Nats. 24, Bryce Terang, Brewers. 23, Kevon Biggio, Blue Jays. 22, Gavin Lux, Dodgers. 21, Thairo Estrada, Giants. 20, Jan Moncada, White Sox. 19, Brendan Rodgers, Rockies. 18, Edward Julian, Twins. 17, Jordan Westberg, O's. 16, Nico Horner, Cubs. 15, Luis Rengifo, Angels. 14, Andre Jimenez, Guardians. 13, Jorge Polanco, Mariners. 12, Brandon Lau, Rays. 11, Gleyber Torres, Yankees. 10, Mac McLean, Reds. 9, Brendan Donovan, Cardinals. 8, Jeff McNeil, Mets. 7, Bryson Stott, Phillies. 6, Xander Bogaerts, Padres. 5, Cato Marte, D-backs. 4, Marcus Semien, Rangers. 3, Ozzie Albies, Braves. 2, Jose Altuve, Astros. And number 1, Luis Arraez, Marlins of Miami. Luis Arraez earned the number 1 ranking for being the NL batting champion last year. After that trade, he's outstanding. I think second base is personally weak compared to first base because you could argue in first base, anybody in the top 15 or even 16, depending on how you feel about Chris Bryant, should be in the top 10. Meanwhile, second base, you could argue down to 13 for Jorge Polanco on a new team, let alone. But I think Luis Arraez deserves the top spot. Jose Altuve, injury prone more so the last couple years by his standards. But he's still Jose Altuve. Ozzie Albies is awesome. Marcus Semien's putting up numbers. Cato Marte is one of my favorite players in baseball. I feel like I'm higher on him than most. But yeah, second base is weak compared to the first base, but there's some good players in second base as well. And by the way, I think starting tomorrow I'm going to do a 30-pod series on each baseball team and talking about the seasons and projected starting lineups and all that, which we'll get into when the time comes, since the season is just around the corner. And I think Dodgers-Padres is starting regular season play, I think this week, crazy enough. All right, now we'll move on to the news and notes. from the weekend, a lot to talk about. The biggest story is that the Pittsburgh Steelers acquire another quarterback, Justin Fields, from the Chicago Bears. And what that means is that Caleb Williams will be taken first overall by the Chicago Bears. You guys know how I feel about the Bears and what I think they should have done. It's not my favorite thing for the Bears to do this, but at the same time understand why they're doing it. It's because of money. It's always better to have the quarterback on a rookie contract than to pay a quarterback that you're not sure is great. I don't think Justin Fields is great, but I do think he's better than you think. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, robbed the Chicago Bears here. Absolutely. And I think that Justin Fields should be the starter over Russell Wilson. And before they traded for Fields, so the day prior, Kenny Pickett gets traded to the Eagles for a third-round pick. And that's because Kenny Pickett handled that Russell Wilson signing so poorly. So the Eagles arguably upgrade over backup quarterback. I think that Pickett is better than Marcus Mariota, so that's really interesting. And the other big NFL story to happen over the weekend, Aaron Donald's retiring. That's a monster blow to the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams just lost their best player due to retirement. That's a disaster. If they don't replace him properly, they're not making the playoffs next year. I feel bad for Sean McVay. I think that Aaron Donald still has something left in the tank. But this is really bad for the Los Angeles Rams because Aaron Donald still has it. If he didn't retire, he'd still be a top 10 defensive player in the NFL. That's how strongly I feel about Aaron Donald. But what a fabulous career. He was a Super Bowl champion. He came back for a couple years. 2 years ago, they tried to defend the title, did not go so well. But this past year, they could have beaten the Lions and went on a run. You never know. But this is a decision that I understand that Donald made, but the Rams, this isn't good for them. I think there's a chance they don't make the playoffs next year, and now they have a giant hole in their defense because of the retirement of one of the best defensive players that we've had in a really long time. Mike Williams was talking to teams this week. He talked to the Panthers, the Jets, and the Steelers this week. I think the Jets are a team that could use him. Justin Fields chose the Steelers trade, apparently. He says the Bears did right by Fields admit interested from 5 other teams. Like I said, I think the Bears got robbed in that deal, and it wasn't even close. But the Bears had a stronger offer from a team with an established starter. I wonder if that was the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. So that's really interesting. And how about this? The Steelers and Russell Wilson eye a multi-year deal as they intend to get a multi-year deal. Or they intend to do longer deal at the end of the season. I disagree with that move now that they have Fields. And here's the trade conditions for Fields. Justin Fields must play in 51% of plays this season for the Bears to get Steelers' 4th-round pick instead of 6th. We'll see about that. I sure as hell hope he does because that's their better option than Russell Wilson. I thought that was a great trade for the Steelers. Keenan Allen had a pay cut quote. He goes, "I'm not doing it. I just came off my best season, so it's not happening." That's selfish. And I like Keenan Allen. But you're always fucking hurt. There's a reason why the Chargers were giving you a pay cut. Come on. That's selfish. And now the Bears get a steal in Keenan Allen, and the Chargers get a 4th-round pick, which Keenan Allen should have gotten more than that. Kyler Murray gets $65 million guaranteed, as he'll earn $29.9 million guaranteed in 2025 on top of $35.3 for this season. That's crazy. What else is crazy is that Russ is still currently seen as Steelers QB1 in spite of the Justin Fields trade. That's insane. And then the Eagles checked on Fields before the Pickett trade. I like the signing for the Rams. They signed Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup option as he's joining Stafford and McVay in LA. That's a nice one in case he gets hurt. That's a big upgrade at backup quarterback. So yeah, the Pickett trade details. Eagles sending a 2024 3rd rounder and 2025 7th for Pickett. And the Steelers 2024 4th rounders going to the Eagles with Pickett. So, I mean, Pittsburgh did okay in that. They did better than what the Bears got for Fields. That's for sure. The Cowboys are cutting Michael Gallup as they're saving $9.5 million in cap space. So we'll see where Michael Gallup goes. Big get for the Jets as they signed Tyron Smith. Huge get for the Jets. The Jets are struggling to find a trade for Zach Wilson. The market has not been kind. Well, guess what? Zach Wilson stinks. Of course the market's not kind. OBJ thanks the Ravens fans as potential return to Baltimore unlikely after his heartfelt goodbye on Instagram. We'll see where he goes. Maybe it's the Jets. Who knows? So when I do the bracket shows, I'm going to do men's and women's. So how about this? There's confetti that flew during the A-10 title game with 18 minutes left in the A-10 final. It's the funniest thing. Oh, my God. Ohio State promotes their interim head coach as their head coach. Jake Diebler. So good for him. I don't know if I agree with this decision or not. I felt strong about Rodney Terry a year ago because he got them far in the tournament. But he didn't even make the tournament, Diebler. So I somewhat disagree with this decision, although they played better under him down the stretch. So we'll see. And speaking of the Big Ten coaching news, Juwan Howard is out of Michigan after 5 seasons and the record of 82-67. That's not surprising. There was so much turmoil at Michigan this year. They were the Louisville of the Big Ten this year. So I'm not surprised he was fired. We'll see where they go. Alabama is extending Nate Oates to a long-term deal. New deal pending board approval. Good for Nate Oates. He's done a good job there. He deserved it. Steve Cohen says that the Mets' Alonso extension is unlikely until after the season. The Astros are pursuing Blake Snell. That's because some of their starters are hurt. Scouts really love the wide receiver classes. Real possibilities, 7 receivers go off the board in round 1. That's insane. The MAC is inducting Saban to the Hall of Fame as he got a start at Kent State, and Toledo will be enshrined in 2024 class. That's cool. Deion Sanders says he doesn't want his son playing for an NFL team where it's predominantly cold. Yikes. New college football playoff conference payouts. SEC and Big Ten programs will make $21 million plus annually under new agreement. And I know some teams will not be happy about that. The son of NFL Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis Jr. chooses Notre Dame. And that's his dad's alma mater, so that's pretty cool. AD left the game against the Warriors 2 nights ago due to an eye contusion. Only played 11 minutes. Desmond Bane came back on Saturday night against the Thunder. That's good news for Memphis, even though they're out of it. So it's just good to have competent guys. Chris Middleton came back yesterday against the Suns, although Giannis missed the game. The Suns are signing Isaiah Thomas, the 11-year veteran, back to the Suns on a 10-day deal. We'll see how that goes. The Browns are hiring Mike Vrabel to be coaching and personnel consultant. That's not great for Kevin Stefanski, right? Kyler Murray's post on the Hollywood Brown deal, he said, he's the latest player to troll Tiki Barber after Browns side with the Chiefs. Yikes. The New York Football Giants are linked to J.J. McCarthy, so that there's buzz that J.J. is the player the Giants want. No, thank you. Let's just hope that's a media lie. The Giants are really good at keeping things close to the vest. And this better be a media lie. Because Kayvon Thibodeau was not rumored to the Giants. That was tight-lipped. And it turned out they got him and a big part of their team. But let's just hope this is just a media lie. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be a bust. They better hope Minnesota trades up for him. Or maybe the Giants trade up for like May or Daniels, whoever falls to trade. The Patriots want to trade back. Or they can trade back into the first round. Although they gave up some capital for Brian Burns. But maybe someone falls to them in round 2. Unexpectedly, Penix or something like that. I like Penix more than J.J. McCarthy, personally. An inside scoop about the Giants' Russell Wilson talks. The Giants did not promise Wilson playing time, as Daniel Jones is the expected starter. I don't know if I trust the Athletic Giants reporting all that much. Because some people say that Daniel Jones is a lock to start, and other people are saying, oh, they're going to draft a quarterback. They're done with Daniel Jones. Like Rich Eisen of the NFL Network, who, I'll be honest, I love Rich Eisen, and I'm very biased towards him because I've always been a fan. Part of me thinks he's right. And Giants fan Madison hopes he's right. Not that I dislike Daniel Jones as a person. I just think they need a better quarterback, personally. That's all. Never really loved Daniel Jones anyway. So the Yankees named Nestor Cortez their opening day starter amid the Garrett Cole injury. I don't hate it at all. Nestor Cortez was awesome 2 years ago, and then last year he took a step back because he ended up getting hurt. So I'd rather him get the start over Marcus Stroman, who's new. And I'm not a super Marcus Stroman fan, but I like Cortez for the opening day start. I think the fan base likes Cortez more than Marcus Stroman, to be honest. And he pitched really well 2 years ago. And then they went with Garrett Cole in Game 1, which turned out to be a right call because he either pitched a shutout or a run ball against their first-round opponent a couple years ago. I want to say it was the Twins. They ended up sweeping the Twins, and he pitched run ball in the postseason. So, to me, Nestor Cortez upside is a 2-starter. So I don't hate it. I don't hate that decision at all. And speaking of the Yankees, they're giving away a George Costanza bobblehead on July 5th. That's funny. Garrett Cole has a nerve inflammation. Won't be able to throw for 3 to 4 weeks. No set return date. So it looks like he's going to be back around Memorial Day, which is not a complete disaster. But this could be an injury that could swing the AL East for sure. And the Yanks also refused to include Spencer Jones in an offer for Dylan Cease or Corbin Burns, which is lunacy to me. I would have given him up for either of those guys personally. But I wouldn't give him up for somebody like, I don't know, some rental that isn't as good as those two guys, per se. I just can't think of a name on top of my head. But we don't know what Spencer Jones really is. They think he's Aaron Judge, but some people think he's Kevin Moss, for crying out loud. Maybe he's a good player, but not a great player, kind of like Gleyber Torres. Alrighty. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. So, I'm looking at the NBA, and I'm going to lay a 20th of a unit. I think I'm going to lay points with the favorite. I don't like laying points with favorites, but I'm going to lay points with a favorite. Because the best course of way. But part of me does want to take the Heat against the Sixers. Listen, if this team does not cover and bounce back after a pathetic loss to the Knicks, then I'm completely out on this team. John Morant's still absent. The Sacramento Kings should win this game by double digits over Memphis. I understand Desmond Bane's back, but Desmond Bane is not as good as, say, Julius Randle of the Knicks, who's been out for a while, and the Knicks found a way to beat the Kings without Julius Randle. The healthy Kings without Julius Randle, let alone. Although they have OG back, which is great. If Sacramento doesn't win and cover this game, then I'm not betting on them for a long time, let alone for the rest of the season. I'm going to lay the 10 with Sacramento, minus 112 against the Grizzlies for my best bet of the day. So that's it for the show, and I'll be back on Tuesday recapping everything and look at everything then as well. And that includes American Idol, which we'll get to on the Tuesday show. Have a great day, everybody.